I always say, never miss an opportunity to spice up your life. So let's get spicy.
Spice up your life with Kitchen Cacciatore. It's got good life with Kitchen Cacciatore.
Hi, welcome to Kitchen Cacciatore. I'm Tess Cacciatore, and these series and episodes are kind of set up for healthy recipes for singles on the go. But don't worry, if you're not a single, just double the recipe or make enough for your family and friends and parties. We're going to be going through all of those kinds of setups through this season and more. But I'm just focusing on something that's healthy, easy, fast, delicious. And so if we have the ground meat situation, and obviously if you're plant-based you can use plant-based alternatives, but I have turkey right here, ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef, whatever direction you want to go. This is the most versatile. I have a half a pound here because it's going to give me enough for a meal tonight, and then I can throw it into my lunchbox or have it for lunch the next day at my desk. Here we go. So obviously my go-to spice, if you haven't known by now, is Graziano's Italian seasoning. So I'm going to throw a little bit in this bowl. I'm also going to put just a little bit of olive oil in here. And we don't necessarily have to put any salt in here because salt doesn't always have to be used. But during this episode, I'm going to show you some amazing spices from around the world. And this, of course, Tess Cacciatore peppermill. So you can make these a variety of ways. You can make it into a slider, which I like because they're just small, bite-sized, easy to go. You can make it into a beef burger, or bigger burger. You can make it into a meatball. You can throw it on your grill. You can put it on your stovetop. You can do whatever you want. And also the versatility of this is that you can make it into Italian, which I'm doing, but just a couple of changes of spices. You can go to Latin America, South America with cumin and oregano. You can take it into France with the herbs de Provence. You can take it into Asian with all kinds of coriander and different kinds of spices. I'll be going over that with you today. But what I like to do, especially when I'm home from work late, just make a little, what would be like a meatball, patty it down. And I remember last episode I had the Graziano sausage. You can make these patties as well. So they're very versatile. Versatility is really important when we're in these busy lifestyles. So I have a slider over here done, but always remember to wash your surface, wash your hands, make sure that raw meat is nowhere to be found because we don't want you to be sick. So here's one of my favorite things to do. My little trusty air fryer. You can put in sweet potato fries, French fries, make them nice and crispy. I take this lettuce. I like the lettuce wraps because I like the crunch and the freshness, and it's also really healthy for you. I brought up an example today. This is cauliflower. I know we've seen that on the marketplace, but this is a really nice alternative if you don't want to have a bread. Or you can do the French baguette. Sorry for my reach. But the French baguette, you can make a little slider sandwich too. So there's so many ways. It depends on what your body feels like for the night. My body today feels like a nice turkey slider. I put the Italian seasonings in it. I put a little olive oil in it. And then I'm going to put, I love red onion sliced. So I'm just going to take a thin little slice of red onion. Put that on top, and then my decadence, I have to say, I love cheese. You can use ranch dressing, you can put ketchup on here, whatever your desire is, but I am a big fan of blue cheese. Blue cheese dressing, there's a variety of them out there. There's also the reduced calorie. There's lots of different thoughts about reduced calorie versus the regular side, and fat-free and all that kind of stuff. So whatever you decide is good for your life. And here are these onions falling off.
That looks so yummy. So I just let it pop in. Yum!
You pleasantly startled me. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh my gosh, that looks so yummy.
This is one of my secrets. for a fast evening dinner or lunch, I seriously make about 4 or 5 of these sliders, and then I can crumble them up and make a sauce out of it. But I like rinse and repeating this, and I have this for a couple of days because who doesn't love crispy lettuce instead of red alternative? But have you tried these cauliflower things?
I haven't yet, but I am a lettuce leaf thing. I love doing lettuce cups.
I love lettuce wraps. And then the turkey slider is dripping everywhere. I feel like I'm one of those Wendy's commercials.
So, yeah, I know we're talking about a lot of different spices, but I'm just curious, is there like the most common spice in the world?
There is. And I'm so excited because I discovered this. I use it a lot.
Is it a fun fact?
It is a fun fact to know and share. I hope you all are giggling with us because that fun fact to know and share is going to be a regular segment in our seasons and all of our episodes that we're going to be able to share on social media and more, because who doesn't want a fun fact to know and share? So my fun fact to know and share is the most common is pepper, but a big surprising, even bigger spice that's used around the world is cumin.
Wow.
Who would have thought? So first off, it has the health benefits of being anti-inflammatory. They've used it in past, way back in ancient Egypt, that they used it as a trade for other goods and makeup and all kinds of stuff. So next time you see cumin in the store, make sure it's part of your pantry, because that's what we're going to do today, is talk about spices that you can have in your pantry, so you can go a variety of directions in the culinary world at a drop of a hat. So you can have your fish, you can have your veggies, you can have your meat dishes, whatever you choose, and it's what you put in it. It's the spice and the herbs, and of course a lot of love into all these dishes, because it depends on where those avenues go, what you want to do.
Love that. So what are all these spices?
So I only pulled down a few from my bag of tricks, because when I travel, I literally go to the grocery store, the local markets, and I look to see what do they have locally, because it's been able to expand my awareness of cultures and culinary cuisines around the world. Mm-hmm. Because we have the world of the internet, you could probably go onto any gourmet shop or Amazon. Nice plug for Amazon. You should be our sponsor. But there's a variety of ways that you can do it. So I'm always going to be plugging Graziano Brothers Italian Seasoning. They're our beautiful blend. It reminds me of growing up. I literally use it almost every meal. I have it in a little dish by my stove, so I can just pick up a little thing and sprinkle it onto any dish. It smells like my childhood. It's so beautiful. So then we have another favorite go-to is Za'tar. It's Middle Eastern, so you can do all your chickens and veggies, and you can even put that in curry. And I forgot to add a beautiful sumac. That is a new spice in my life, but it's smoky and it's citrusy, and you can put it on fishes, you can put it on vegetables, potatoes. It's really good on roasted potatoes. Then if you wanted to go to European and get the French herbs de Provence, it's very similar to an Italian blend, but it has sometimes lavender, it has a little bit more fennel. The aroma, I can smell that lavender. It is so amazing.
Lavender is a big thing, right?
Oh my gosh, lavender is one of my favorite things. We're going to be talking a lot about lavender. In fact, one of the episodes is going to be dedicated to lavender and honey coming up. When I traveled to Memphis, this is a really nice smoky spice for barbecue and roasted vegetables. You can put this in the lake, the hatch chilies are really popular now. So this is the red and green hatch chili. Kind of spices up a dish or a dip that takes you into that Southern American and Mexican world. Look at these colors. These are the herbs and spices that I got from Belize recently. So this is definitely that beautiful South Central American herbs that are good for poultry, vegetables, soups. And then this was a gift from a friend of mine. Look at all those beautiful colors, the African dishes. I go to Africa almost every year for the last 25 years. I've been traveling there. And this is a beautiful The aromas are really beautiful. The history's rich, and it turns anything into something that is, you can just feel the heart of Africa in your house. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but you do. So also, I love Asian cooking. There's so many things you can do. You can do wontons, you can do soups, you can do stir fries. But topping off on a grilled salmon, this furikake is wonderful. It has a blend of white and black sesame seeds, nori, which is the seaweed, a little bit of wasabi chips. This is a definite one to be on your pantry menu. And then speaking of sesame seeds, I recently got introduced to wasabi sesame seeds. This is amazing. I was introduced to this working on another show with Chef Doug Brochure and Cami. They're caterers in Arizona, beautiful couple. They have a catering company. We have a TV show going on with that. And then I want to talk a little bit about the salts. Speaking of lavender salt and black truffle salt, these are nice toppers, which means that you don't cook with these salts. You use it as a topper at the end in your presentation and plating. Truffle is one of my favorite things, so I always have the black and white truffle. That's a really beautiful thing. This is a big bottle, so this is going to last a while, but they have small bottles because you're only going to use a little drizzle, again, as a topper at the end of the recipe. And this, the rosé white vinegar, I'm really excited about that. I haven't opened it yet. It was a recent gift. So this is going to be coming in really handy this summer with all the salads, lemonades for vegetables and all kinds of things like that.
Wow.
Yes. And I want to talk about black garlic. Black garlic is new on the market, or at least new to me. It's these little pebbles. We talked about it. We're talking about it later in the season, but go look out black garlic. It's amazing.
Does it taste like white garlic?
It is, but it has the essence of garlic, but there's a smoky and a very, very sweet, distinctive taste to black garlic. And they have like a bulb. You can get them in canisters, or these little pellets are really good. And they melt really nicely, so you can put it in your pan when you have your oil in there, and you're setting your stage of the culinary direction you want to go.
Right.
You go in your pan, you have your olive oil or whatever oil you want to use, and then you add whatever direction you want to go. So if it's Italian, you go that way. If it's South America or Mexican, Asian, there's so many different ways. The world is our oyster, and you can have many, many different things with just a pound of ground.
I love that. I think for people that are busy, like most of us, and to create something, and the last thing you want to do when you get home, or even if you're home all day long working, the last thing you really want to do, at least me, is cook. And so to be able to have a go-to, like take out a pound of ground turkey, ground beef, and then you can just make anything, I think is amazing.
These sliders are my go-to, I'm telling you, because these little tiny sliders go a long way. Now, obviously, if you eat a lot more, if you're a big beefy guy and you want to have a big burger on the grill and you put on some onions, mushrooms, and blue cheese again, and bun. There's so many things. We could talk for a whole day
on that. Well, now we've mentioned all through the entire episode, Graziano, and we have the Italian sausages and spices, and you can mail order, right? You can literally just go on the site, access this by taking your phone out and scan it, and go see the spices and the sausages, and oh my God, I mean, it's just like a veritable, I don't know, festival over there. It's amazing.
Yeah, when you get the seasoning, I know I have I know where my big bag is. I have to brag about this because it doesn't last long in my house. In fact, I gave some of it to my dear friends that are twin brothers. I put them in nice jars. So this is really good for the holidays. If you want to have a gift, you give them, a nice, beautiful jar with the Italian seasonings in it, or you just gobble them all up every day. And I put it in a little bowl and sprinkle it in.
Yeah, I think it's great. Now, we have loaded up in the Kitchen Cacciatore shop everything you could possibly need in your kitchen, between the oils and air fryers and pans, and we have everything in there, right?
Yes, we do. In fact, next episode we're going to be celebrating my birthday, and we go on a picnic to a concert, so there's lots of little goodies in there for picnic baskets as well.
So definitely check it out, and don't forget you can follow the show on the YouTube channel. Now, if you happen just to land here and don't know how you got here, well, you got to make sure you go subscribe because you will get a notification every single Tuesday, right? 4:00 p.m.
Every Tuesday
time. Yep.
Pacific time, and that way you can cook along. We're going to be on social media a lot. We're going to be just really out there for you. We want to hear from you. Tell us all what you want to see in the season, because we can go further diving into the instructional side of cooking. We're definitely not a competition site, because a lot of cooking shows have turned into competitions, and I really miss those old days when they were able to bring in something really beautiful in the instructional home. I do have one quick thing to say, is that right now we're presently in the contest for the favorite chef, and we're nearing to the end, and the James Beard Foundation is receiving donations for the votes. It's a way that they're doing it. But the James Beard Foundation, did you know, I have a fun fact to know and share.
Oh, wait a second.
I just put that one in. That's why you have Karen Glasser on your team. She's ready to go at a minute's notice when I pop one of these in. Did you know that James Beard was the very first cooking show on a network, even before Julia Child?
I did not know that.
That was amazing when I discovered that. So
Wow.
check out James Beard Foundation and all they do in the culinary world. They donate up to $8 million so far, helping culinary worlds. They have their own cooking. They have their own awards. And they're just
doing good stuff. But so is Gwen Global, and we want to encourage you to go check out Gwen Global, make a donation, see all the good work that it's doing. What does Gwen stand for?
Global Women's Empowerment Network, but I always say you do Gwen with the men, because we're all in this together. This is a wonderful, crazy, wonderful world, and we're about transforming lives through the power of storytelling. So whether your story is about something you've come through, or a story about where you've traveled and you want to share a dish, we want to hear from you. We want to build a community that is really embracing all cultures.
Absolutely. So, like you say all the time, remember,
never miss an opportunity to spice up your life.